All right, guys, it is our sponsor, Caldera Lab. Guys, you're going to brush your teeth tonight. Why is that? Because it's a healthy part of your day and you don't want bad teeth. I want you to take another step and add in skincare habits to your daily routine. I just did, and I promise you, I'm never going back. I'm hooked on Caldera Lab high-performance men's skincare products. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast. My name is Paul Virzi. You guys listen to episode 589. Before I get into this again, guys, I got to thank you guys for the numbers, for making the show go to a completely new level. Please continue to rate and review the show. It moves the show up. And yeah, I'm grateful since we've been in here and getting these amazing guests and all that. I can't thank you guys enough. Get the Virzi Effect everywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, iTunes. And right now I have another, the guests have been bangers. The episodes have been bangers. And we got another, and I know I keep saying that, but it's true. We got another episode. This dude is a dear friend of mine. Have not been able to see him as much lately because we're both running around, living life, touring and doing this shit. But my man, you know him from the hit television program Impractical Jokers. Sal Vulcano is on the program.
Hey, I miss you. Thank you so much.
Now here's we got into it.
Legit, there's a lot to talk about because I haven't seen you.
I know.
It's wild.
I know.
It's wild how long, though.
It would actually be weird if we didn't have anything to talk about.
It's crazy. I told you, I have your kids' Christmas gifts on me. And what I was saying is if that statute passed, we're only like 3 months out from Christmas again. I might have to just apply them to the new year.
Oh, my God. You just had a bigger bag?
I wouldn't do it.
No. No, you wouldn't.
These aren't for last year anymore. Not over this year.
This is the type of kid that we had a conversation on the phone. I don't know if you remember this. This was a couple Christmases ago. We had a conversation on the phone, and I was talking to you about pillows.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just talking because I knew how important pillows mean to you and how important pillows are to everybody.
It's true.
With Nick and, all that stuff. And you came over on Christmas, Christmas-ish. We had a little holiday get-together at the house. And I opened the door, and you were holding 4 pillows.
Yeah.
Brand new. He's holding 4 pillows. And my wife and I, we just start laughing. My wife's like, what's this about? I go, we had a conversation about pillows. The kid rolled up with fucking 4 pillows.
Yeah, I rolled up with 4.
And
imagine I rolled up with 2, but then either she doesn't get one or you got to split one each. I sleep with 6 pillows.
Well, here's the deal. I learned
in an emergency 4.
I learned this. I was in a vacation shore house on the water. It was amazing. The mattress was incredible.
Yeah.
The pillow was incredible. Only 1 pillow. So then somebody else said,
what person sleeps with 1 pillow?
Somebody else in the house with us goes, hey, I'm not using my other pillow. So they gave me. I'm a 2-pillow guy. But if they're both good, if both pillows are good, I can sleep. One, if you sleep on 1 pillow, you go to prison.
Yeah.
You'll be fine in prison.
I don't understand. I don't understand 1 pillow, and I don't understand like when you check into like I don't know what like a residence inn or like an embassy suites or whatever. Those pillows. If you're watching, if the people that run that place are watching, and we know that you are, if you're watching, those pillows are. I mean, do you curse on here?
Yeah.
All right, let me bite my tongue. No, they fucking are fucking horrible motherfucking pillows. I hate those motherfuckers, and I hate the people who decided that they should have those fucking pillows. Fucking assholes. They're terrible. Your whole entire industry is based on sleep.
Yeah.
That's it. It's sleep. I need a toilet and a mattress. That's all I need. You can't fuck one of them up.
No.
You ever see that the pillow? It's 4 pillows. If you put them together and push them, it's a half of 1 real pillow.
Oh no, you can't.
I have to go 1 in the legs because I need some separation.
Well, see, that's the thing.
It's
I got
this.
a bad
My legs are like, I might as well just flesh to flesh.
Yeah.
I go 1 between the legs, 1 between the arms, 1 under the head, 1 above the head like a sandwich until you can't breathe, blocks out all the sound and light. I have a CPAP machine, so I still get pumped oxygen.
No.
And I go 1 behind my back and I tuck it in so it has back support.
I mean, what do you have, a
So
living
1, 2,
nurse?
3,
I mean, how are you doing this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillows.
I mean, that sounds like you need like living assistance with that. How do you...
It really does. But like, if I really want my best night's sleep, it's 5 pillows. I can I can deal with 4.
Yeah.
I cannot deal with less. If I have less than 3, I have to make some type of accommodation for myself. So
wait a minute, you can't sleep with 2 pillows.
I cannot. I won't fall asleep. It's terrible that I arrived here because there's no going back. But now I'm getting older. I'm getting into my set ways, and I have a special way that I sleep. My body needs to rest in a certain way, or I'm not going to fall asleep.
Yo, 5.
If I get 2 pillows, there's been nights I've gotten 2 pillows. I don't fall asleep, and I got to put my hands in between my legs to do that buffer. And then if the pillow is too light, I'm looking at you, Embassy Suites and fucking Residence Inn, bitch fucks. Wait, so, I'm sorry. That's gonna maybe is that gonna be bad for advertisers?
No, but Embassy is an advertiser on my show.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't even really
Sorry,
mean that.
we just bleep it out. No,
I just mean
kidding,
all of you guys, you know, like. But
I caught a nice pillow at the Hilton.
Yeah,
I caught a nice pillow at the Hilton. It was a big Hilton. It was a nice Hilton.
It depends which Hilton, though.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like
it was a big city Hilton, downtown, big one.
Yeah, sometimes they'll surprise you.
And I remember like it was like good. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was, but they may have to up it. They could have upped it after COVID too. You never know. They could have like.
And also, when
I'm sorry, you were saying something.
No,
go
please,
ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
When the pillowcase gets to a certain point, you got to get rid of that too. You understand? I had a pillow the other day at a hotel that felt like it was 10 rotting peaches in there. It was balls. It was just separate balls. Nothing was connected. So there was literally like picture like you put 10 big cotton balls in a pillow in a sack and closed it. Like you couldn't even fold it over.
No, you can't.
If you put your head in the middle, the balls went this way and you just fell through right to the bottom. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm sleeping with. And I like to put a pillow on my head that had some weight to it. And I don't know if you've arrived here yet, but if you deprive yourself of senses, like sensory deprivation when you're going to sleep, like when I put that nice weighted pillow over my head, it blocks out all sound, right? It's a thick pillow. It blocks out all sound, and it blocks out light completely.
Do you go mask or no?
No, I don't need to.
The eyes.
I don't need
you don't
to
go black
the
on
pillow. I mean, I'm not kidding you. You don't see. It looks like my head's in a vice. I put one here, and the other pillow goes over my entire head, and I push it.
But so wait a minute though. This is weird. This is confusing to me now.
Okay.
So you don't move when you sleep then?
No, I move all night long.
So you turn.
I sleep this way until my arm falls asleep. Then I get up and turn, and I do that. I repeat that process until.
Yes,
until,
I'm a
until
rotator.
sunrise.
I rotate.
Yeah.
I rotate sleeping. I go side. I go side now a lot. I used to not. I used to go stomach. My back hurts. I have a bad back.
Yes.
My back hurts.
Sing it, sister. So do I. Who doesn't?
Yeah. When my back is bad, I can't lay on my back.
Yeah.
I gotta go
No,
stomach.
I know. You got problems.
You got.
Because you also sent me that thing for my back, my neck, my back.
Oh yeah.
You remember that thing? I threw my head in a sling and I hung it from the doorknob.
Yeah.
You told me to get that. I got that the next day. I primed that.
Did it work or no?
24 hours. It was wonderful.
Yeah, but you
just lay on the floor. You look like a psychopath. It looks like you're gonna hang yourself, like the guy from NXS. Like you're gonna jerk off and hang yourself. That's exactly my wife.
It's a contraption that, like, if somebody walked in and saw you, they would be like, "Well, this guy's into some wild shit."
Yeah,
But what it does is it harnesses the back of your head, and you lay there. And what it does is it actually lifts your head to separate the vertebrae in your neck and to let it just kind of rejuvenate. It's actually something really good.
I was laying in my white body. I'm like, because I wanted to take the shirt off. So I just laid on the floor,
picture.
and then my lady walks in, and I didn't tell her I got it, and she just walked in, and I was. It wasn't in the room. I used the door that was in a hallway. So I'm laying in the hallway with my shirt off, with my neck in that thing, just laying back, and it's swinging back and forth. And she walked in. And she was like, "What are you doing?"
Yo, that's
it
hilarious.
must have looked like she thought she caught me, like just trying to like push the limits.
So don't do it, Sal. You're doing fine. What?
I'm like, Virzi, my back.
Yeah, we're not going to Virzi's anymore.
No, but so I do that. But if I got to turn, I turn. But it's okay because I also flip the pillow every time I turn.
But you got work to do if you turn.
Cool.
Here's the thing, though.
work.
You got 5 pillows. If you need to readjust and relocate on the bed, you have to.
I got a system.
You got a system?
Yeah.
It's quick?
Yeah, my system is this. Okay, you ready? Watch.
Yeah.
So I'm laying on my side, right? I got a pillow between my legs, a pillow between my arms. So one my head is on, one over my head, one in the back. Now I got to turn. Okay, I lift this pillow up.
Yeah.
Because it's flipping anyway. Because I need the cool back on this side, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm lifting it up. I turn. Pillow in my leg stays. Okay, and then I take my hand off of this one and I hug the one that's here and I tuck that one into my back. So really, all I'm doing,
so you're talking,
and one motion, I'm letting go of this one. I'm turning with my legs. I'm flipping the pillow. Boom! I'm right back into position.
Oh, so we're talking 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Okay, now I'm curious about this. The pillow in the arms, is that a new thing or that's an always thing?
No, because look, you said you sleep on your side a lot.
Yeah.
Where are your arms? Where do they go? Look at me. Watch. Like where do your arms go? Where do your arms go?
Oh yeah, I guess I think a blanket. I have a little blanket maybe,
but I have
yeah.
a blanket, but where do they go?
Yeah,
they got nowhere to go. And you could sleep at one on the side like this, but that's weird. And then eventually, like, you got to move. I find that if you hug a pillow that's nice and full.
Yeah.
It's like a natural ergonomic resting position for your arms. Because I don't sleep well as it is. I need a machine to keep me alive.
Yeah,
but the CPAP forces air in. If it doesn't force air in, I don't get the air.
Now listen, I know that if I started flying first class, I know you're flying first class. So what is a kid?
I don't always. If it's not good value, no.
And my wife wants me to go.
Maybe I'll go extra leg room. I'll try to get to the front. Maybe.
I just tell the people, I said, wait till you see my new hour. I'm sitting up here. Okay.
I don't know. It's like I got to go to Phoenix the first weekend of October, and they were astronomically priced. So I was like, all right, I have respect for the dollar.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna bleep that out so Stacey doesn't hear it. Because I went to Utah and I was like,
fly round trip to Phoenix.
Okay, but let's say you're on a
$3,000.
Let me say you're on a lie flat.
Yeah,
you're on a lie flat. Okay, yeah, you're going New York to LA lie flat.
I know, but
the pillows, I mean, they're horrific on the plane.
Well, which one?
Are you bringing?
You doing United? You doing?
I never do United. I will never do. I will fuck you, United. Okay. Never. I'm a Delta kid.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I'm a Delta kid, and JetBlue Mint. I heard is my
great.
wife loved it.
To be honest, it was wonderful at first. They've fallen off a little. I understand it happens, but if they're watching, and we know that they are, you could just do an overhaul, do a once over again, just tighten up the stuff that's falling apart, the seams, because if you don't, before you know it, the wheels are going to fall off.
Well, let me ask you a question: are you bringing your own pillow on a lie flat?
I'm not bringing my own pillow from the house on the bed, but I have 3 different types of airplane pillows that I will choose depending on. If I want a really long flight, I bring 2 Tempur-Pedic pillows. One is like a cylinder, you know what I mean? So it's like just like a cylinder, almost like a I don't know, like those pool noodles, a thick one but only this big.
Yeah.
And then one I bought from Sky Mall, which is now defunct. You can't get this anymore. I bought it like 10 years ago, and it's some newfangled one for your neck where it's 2, but they're connected by a strap. It's almost like the thing that you maybe
okay.
And so they rest here, but nothing's behind your neck, because I find that when you put this on, you're like this trying to sleep. You can't lean back.
I can't. I'm not one of those people that can do that neck thing on a plane. You could do that?
Well, no, but this is different. This is for us.
Okay.
I'll tell you another thing though. Those aren't all they're cracked up to be, those lie flats, because I can't fall asleep on a plane no matter what.
Really?
No matter what. But those, fine, right? Better than not, for sure.
Yeah.
But they're not also really not. This is not for us too, because your legs go like right like this tight in the bottom, and then up top it doesn't really. There's still the seat flat, and it's like not a lot of room. And then you got to turn. It's like it's just weird. I feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like I'm like laying in this thing. I'm an adult male. I'm laying in the thing like this. My feet are crossed. I have like their blanket like this. I'm trying to get comfortable. Sometimes when I'm on a long flight, I bring a travel CPAP.
Oh,
and I don't want anyone to see that, because it's a vulnerable thing to see.
Yeah. But at least the travel's small, right?
No, it's the same. It's the same piece up here, but it's a smaller base, right?
Oh,
so if I'm flying to like Hawaii or like Europe or whatever, with long ones, I'll bring it. I'll plug it in, which is crazy. But I'll put like my bag and the blanket over it, and then a blanket over my head. So I cover the hose, so nobody knows what's going on. It just looks like I'm a dead body under there. Yeah, but I got the mask on. I look full friggin' Darth Vader under there.
But then if you go to the bathroom, everybody sees that you're baby.
No, I peel it off. I keep it under the thing. Nobody sees. But then sometimes I would wake up because I like maybe the towel, the friggin' that little blanket they give you fell or whatever. And I'd like be half in, half out, whatever. And then I could just turn and like people are right above me waiting for the bathroom, just looking at me with my mask on.
Oh yeah. No.
So I can't fall asleep on planes.
You can't. Oh, see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can.
I can.
You can.
Yeah, I can.
You
sleep.
can't fall asleep sitting up though. You need a life flight.
No, I could. I
wish I had that. It's like a superpower to me.
I found out there's a certain tilt that I have that I can get where I found it, or I can, if I'm really tired enough. And another thing that I do is if I know I'm going to have a long flight, I don't mind the early flight, because I don't like an early flight.
Yeah.
I like a midday flight, or I'm a big night flight guy. Love flying at night.
But not overnight. Overnight?
No, but like at night.
Yeah.
But like if we went to London as a whole family when I performed there last fall, night flight to London with this. I like flying at night, but I can, if I have like a 6 a.m. flight, I got to leave the house at 4 or whatever, no traffic, get right down there. Yeah. I'll sleep the whole flight.
How do you not get woken up by anything because there's 500. If I ever do, I'm so tired I doze. So many things happen all the time. I literally just smack my face into the, because I go forward and I just go boom.
Yeah.
I smack it in there.
Oh,
and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. But then also there's these, if you're sitting on an aisle, forget it. They're going to whale your arm with the goddamn cart, or whoever walks by is whaling you.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got someone behind you kicking, you got a kid nearby. And then this one, just mid-flight, especially at night. You ever take a red eye? They don't curb the fucking announcements.
Yeah, yeah.
It's louder than ever. The guy's just like, we're going to fucking, and you just jump out.
Yeah.
And it's not always needed. Sometimes he's like, you want to apply for the United Premier Members Plus? I'm like, it's fucking 1 a.m.
You fly United?
It's my home Base.
Oh, okay.
So I have to. I fly everybody. I'm not loyal to one, but I fly United like probably 3 to 1 of everybody else, maybe 4 to 1.
I was on an airplane first class this year going to Los Angeles, and there was a big rap producer sitting next to me. And we started talking, and I told him that I was a comedian. We started talking. Then I found out who it was, and he was a big producer for rap. Okay. And he taught me something. When you're in first class, lie flat.
You're like, this guy Puff.
Right. It's Kanye, something. He took off. As soon as the plane took off, he went down. As soon as the plane took off, no food, nothing. He laid down, and that was when he napped. That was his sleep, right? So like 2-3 hours, he's out. Then he got up, rested, feeling good, then got the meal. And
you could do that. You could be like,
he kind of, I wanted to do that the last time, and they were like, there's meatballs that are known as meatballs were on the plane. Yeah. And I can't say, I had to try it. Yeah, I can't.
That's dangerous.
Because now I'm going,
now I'm meatball right before you go to try to lay down for a flight.
It ruined it.
I haven't left the house.
The garlic bread though was good, and so was the marinara. I couldn't believe it. So they called it known as meatballs. They were good. They were good. And I'm going to say this. Everybody talks about airplane food being bad. I think something's happened. I've had a couple, dude, I had a cheeseburger that I would say I had a cheeseburger on a flight.
I will say I tipped the cap to JetBlue on the food. Yeah.
I had a cheeseburger on a flight that I would put in my top 25 I've ever had.
Wow.
Top 25.
No way.
Top 25, which is not.
Yeah, but that's a lot. That's high for an airplane.
The bun was soft with a light crisp. The meat was moist with juice coming out. Fucking.
That was an accident, probably.
Dude, I don't know what happened.
That's not consistent.
And then I was eating a side salad. I go, this is fucking. I wouldn't have got this at a
They're back to giving us real utensils now. I don't know who made that decision. They took them off because someone could get stabbed, but then they were just like, put them back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like a metal fork.
Yeah. A knife. A fucking knife.
All right, so we got to talk about
take a shit on a plane?
One time. I had to.
Tell me about it.
Not bad.
No?
Not bad.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't think I can ever do it.
I said it, but when it comes to a point of no return.
It's basically like a porta potty. I mean, that's the vibe in there. The vibe is fierce. And then
the vibe is porta potty, 100%.
100% porta potty. It's too small. Then it's filthy. And then people are waiting, or even if they're not, they've seen you go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it's the most.
That's my fear.
Yeah.
Is more the people knowing.
And then what if it takes a little while?
Yeah.
If you can cloak it, get in and out, and make them think it was a long pee.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
Okay.
I wait. Like if I only had to do it one time, but I had no choice.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got to get in there.
Yeah.
I got to get this done.
Yeah.
I had my wipe plan.
Yeah.
As I sat.
Yes.
Okay,
very
but see,
efficient.
I'm OCD, so I can't. So what I do is I take the rag and I put hot water on the rag, right?
Yeah.
So this is my public taking a shit routine if I have to. Okay. And listen, sometimes there's an emergency. I shit in a grocery store one time. Had no choice.
Yeah.
Had no choice.
Yeah.
Here's a story about that real quick. I think I said this on the podcast, but I'll say it again because it happened. I have my groceries. There's no coming back.
Okay.
There's no Stace. I gotta get when I come home. There's no. I'm gonna shit now in this grocery store.
Okay.
So I was the restaurant.
How much of your shopping list was already in the cart?
90%. I'm almost done.
Did you ask somebody to watch it for you?
That's the thing. I didn't, but at this point, I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I'm losing the
odds are I'm going to listen to this. Don't tell me yet if you came back and it was still there.
Okay.
Because you get some hothead new kid who's trying to prove himself and be a hero in that supermarket, and he's putting all that shit back because he thought it was an abandoned cart.
Okay. That's
I wouldn't be able to live with the anxiety.
No. That's definitely on the plate. That's on the table.
Okay.
But so I'm by the butcher shop, the deli, and I go, okay, I'm not going to be able to make it home. I'm just not. I'm not gonna make it home.
You're alone.
So I'm alone.
Okay.
And I'm either gonna shit my pants in the produce section, or I'm going to find a
What are
restaurant.
we talking? Stop and Shop, King Cullen?
We're talking Stop and Shop. Stop and Shop. Okay. I pull the cart over. Cart's got a lot of shit in it. Okay. I pull it over. I see it's down a hallway, but I kind of put the cart by a hallway so maybe somebody could see.
The inference is like
somebody could be like, hey, I mean, even though it's about 40 yard, 30 yard, they could probably put it together.
Right.
I go, Sal, this is not for the show. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
I've talked about it. I think I talked about it on Bone to Pick with Bobby Kelly.
It was by the time you.
I'm on there. No, I'm in there, and I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
And there's a guy in there waiting, and I swear to God, hand to God, he's going, come on.
Oh, it's a one?
No, it
You
was
in one of the only
it was one of the only stalls, and then I think urinal. But this guy obviously had to shit.
Sure.
And he's going,
Oh, that is.
and I hear him. But listen.
That is the most
gap,
mortifying.
but listen, the gap in the crack was big enough for us to see. Sal, he did this. Sal, he did this. Sal, he did this. I swear to God. He did this. He went like this. He went like this. He went. Sal,
I got lightheaded. I just got lightheaded.
Sal,
No,
like a goblin. He went like this. It was a creature from the fuck.
Is this a bit?
No, this is real.
Shit.
This is
no,
real.
I mean, have you ever done
Oh,
this?
no. He put his hands on the thing. He's going, come on. And he put the fucking eye. And he went up. And, dude, I just see a fucking eyeball.
Oh, that's a
Dude,
breach
I'm like,
of
dude,
etiquette,
dude, hold up, dude. Like, come on, man.
You're like, what's he doing?
So now, like, even to wipe, I had to.
What information was he looking for? He knew it was occupied.
I think what was going to happen was I think this man was going to have explosive diarrhea.
And he didn't know what to do with himself?
And he just didn't know what to do with
So
himself.
he did that, but he didn't even know why. He wasn't in control anymore. His bowels were, right?
Something took over him because, but this. I mean, this kid's eye was like this.
Yeah.
And he's watching me. I go, yo.
That's weird. Oh,
so I
that's
wiped
weird.
so I did my thing. And I just
You don't hang the paper for blockage?
What do you mean?
You take a nice piece of toilet paper and you stuff it up by the hinge.
Oh,
and
I didn't
it
have
drapes
time.
down right
I
there.
didn't
You
have
make your own
time.
drapes.
No. The time that I had for anything was to do my.
Yeah.
So it's the hot wipes.
Yeah.
It's the hot towel.
Okay. So you're getting paper towels at the sink before you get into the stall.
Getting paper towels at the sink, okay? Or if I can't do that, I get a handful of paper and I go like this around the bowl a lot.
Yeah.
Then I put it in and I flush.
Yeah.
Then I layer it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if I get the hot water and then I do it and then I layer it, okay? Yeah. So I leave.
Carry
the guy
some
gets.
I'm getting this. Look, I see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the goosebumps.
From what?
I just get grossed out by public bathrooms.
Oh yeah. So it's the only time I ever did in a grocery store. I get out, that guy runs in, whatever. My grocery thing is still.
Looked at him through the crack.
I know.
Should have got revenge.
Dude, I was so creeped out, dude. I just wanted to run, and my groceries were there, and I ended up getting up. But it's kind of what I do like about an airplane bathroom is I've noticed that people take longer. You get more time in an airplane bathroom than you would going into another one. I've noticed that. Even people that don't go in there to shit. People that go in there, I think, this is what I think is happening. And I have a theory behind this.
Okay.
The reason why people go into an airplane bathroom and it's a little longer when they piss is they're stretching the legs. They're doing some of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I think people have to fart. Listen.
Okay. Yeah.
I think people get bubbled up and have to fart. So what I think happens
You don't think
is
they just do it out there because you can't blame anybody.
no, but you know. I mean, you could narrow it down to 4.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
No, 4 is not bad, but I don't want to even be in the whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think people bottle up, have to fart. They go in there, they probably let it out, they put whatever, right? You could probably fart if you hit the fucking flusher because it sounds like the plane's about to explode.
Yeah, that flush is a problem too.
I mean,
that flush is suspect.
I mean, that flush is, that toddler's going down the tube.
It's like the thing from Star Wars where you eject somebody out of it.
Yeah.
It has the
think
force of the wind outside.
I think people can also, here's a trick you could do. You get up. If you have to shit on a plane, you get up and you go, oof, I just got to stretch my legs. Like, kind of. So you're kind of, you start doing this on your way down.
And you're planting seeds, but then why wouldn't you just walk the aisle?
What do you mean?
If you have to stretch your leg, why would you go into a 1 foot by 1 foot room to do it?
Because here's the deal. No, you walk down, you do this on your way down. People could still think you're peeing, but they could also be like, oh, that person was uncomfortable going in there. You never know. I'm just saying, any little thing to buy if it buys you 15 seconds.
I'll tell you nothing. When I go in there and someone's just been in there and has shit, I walk right back out.
Oh, yeah.
I walk right back out.
If you have shit streaks in the airplane thing, if that flush didn't do it, listen.
No, I'm not looking at that. If it hits me, if I smell it, someone, I just walk right back. I'll say I'll hold it as long as I can.
Look, I shit on an airplane once. I shit in a grocery store once. Every once in a while in life, you just have to, you have to deal.
Yeah.
You have to deal with it. But the guy with the eye in the crack was something that made me, that was a little scarring. That made me something.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna come back to him.
It should.
Someone's gonna look at him at some point in his life when he shouldn't be looking at.
He legit went. Oh, come on! Like
the pressure that you are under.
Oh my God!
You're trying to go. You don't even want to be there, but now this guy's waiting on you.
Yeah.
Listening to you, annoyed with you.
Oh my God!
And but it's public restrooms are such a weird position that people put themselves in. When it's the most intimate of areas for pure strangers. It just it's, for me. I mean, we need them out of necessity, but everybody in there. It's like I've never seen you in my entire life. All of us. Let's all together at the same exact time empty out our bodies.
I know
at the same exact time, and then and it's at the same time. Everybody in there. It's like
that's dude.
I know some people. I know a friend of mine married. Him and his wife don't share the bathroom together.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's a bit much, but they don't. So I mean, think about
they have separate bathrooms.
Or they don't like go while they're in together. I mean, like they don't like occupy it together. Like
Oh no, but I wouldn't do that. What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying like they're never in the bathroom at the same time.
No, like I don't want couples that are that close. Like if you're gonna sit on a bowl and start, I'm not gonna sit on a bowl and start shit with my Stacy doing makeup. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be like, dude, get out of here. Give me a second. You know what I mean? Like that's just there is something about. I mean, I didn't think this podcast was gonna turn into, but
we covered a lot.
We covered a lot. I like it. And listen, and this is an important part of life. This isn't because everybody has been there.
Yeah,
everybody has been there. But I got one for you, and then we'll move on. Let's say you're that guy that gave me the eyeball up and down the crack, and you're going, oh, come on. You have a choice, and I want you to really think about this because this is a serious thing. Because some people have made the decision. I was with somebody. I'm not going to mention names. I was with somebody that we were in Los Angeles, and we were at a restaurant eating, and they were driving me back to my hotel, and they did a quick U-turn. And he goes, oh, my God, I got to get back. I got to get to the bathroom. I'm not going to make it. Did a U-turn, ran to the restaurant to go to the bathroom. The bathroom was, the restaurant was closing, and they shit all down their thing, and they shit down their leg. Now, I got a question for you.
And then what? Then they had to drive you home?
And I sat in the car. I'm not joking.
Oh, no.
They wiped it down.
You got to tell me, just cover your mouth and tell me who this is.
I
know them?
I'll tell you after, and they're going, I'm so sorry, and they're wiping their leg because they had shorts on, and I went like this, and I was gagging and throwing up, and the whole time they're just saying sorry with my head out the window like Ace Ventura, like this, but I didn't want to be rude. They were mortified, okay? Question is, if you have to go that bad and you're that guy in the bathroom, and I go, buddy, I can't get out here, I have an issue, do you just use the sink or shit in the urinal, or do you just shit yourself? What do you do? I think you'd have to try to lock the door and shit in the sink.
I don't think I could bring myself to do that, especially you're in there, right?
Or about the urinal.
I mean, my first instinct I think would be to run but to run out of the building and then maybe just shit like shamefully under a tree or something.
I just got lightheaded, dude. Seeing somebody run out of the building and then you just try to.
I would probably do that. My friend's dad went golfing with his friends from work.
No.
And one of the guys had to go to the bathroom, right? So there was he's like, I'm not going to go all the way back. I'm not going to stop the game. So he ran into the woods. He was wearing khaki pants, okay? He squatted.
No.
Then he fell, lost his balance, fell in his own shit.
No.
And it was all over his khaki pants. There's nothing he could do about it. Buckled up, went back out, played the rest of the game with the shit on his pants.
Oh my God! Yeah. See, I would have jumped in a pond and just been soaking wet at least.
Yeah, I mean, I just call the game.
Well, but he could have been. What if he was shooting a good round? You know, guy's got a couple birdies and shit. He's
I know. It's tough. It's tough if you're doing really well. But
imagine he had the round of his life and his wife goes, how'd it go? And he goes, well, I got good news and bad news. The good news is I was 5 under. The bad news is we got to get burned the car.
I got amazing with some holes and terrible with others.
Oh, that's a little 1-2 combo. I told you guys last time around that first impressions matter. Your teeth and your skin are the first thing someone notices about you, backed by legit clinical trials that found 94% of men's skin showed an overall younger-looking appearance after using the products for only a few weeks. Caldera Lab is the regimen you've been looking for. Habit stacking, habit hacking, whatever you call it, Caldera Lab is here to take your daily routine to skin royalty. Take my word for it or one of the thousands of 5-star reviews. Even better, it's easy to add because Caldera Lab is making the solution simple for men with the regimen that includes their products, the clean slate, the base layer, and the good. Right here, guys. This is the clean slate. This is the good. All right, and I'm not going to lie to you. I use it. Look how young I look, okay? I'm 79 years old, and this shit works, okay? Look at this, dude. No, I'm not even joking, though. I do use it, and it's really, really great. The clean slate starts and ends the day with the face wash, leaves all skin types refreshed. And the Caldera Lab Icon Eye Serum, it addresses the 3 most common skin concerns around the eye: fine lines, dark circles, and puffiness. 1 minute in the morning and night is all it takes to reduce your wrinkles, fine lines, and signs of aging. Habits don't get easier than this. My wife actually got the package, and she goes, Paul, I want you to try this. I put this thing on my forehead, my eyes, and dude, I looked refreshed, energized, and I mean, I'm a handsome kid, but when you throw that on there, it's just double the stuff. It really is great and worth a try. And if you're trying to make yourself look a little refreshed, younger, get those lines gone, I would definitely try this product. It has definitely worked for me and the people that I know. And just for our audience, we have an exclusive offer. This is their best offer available anywhere. Use code Virzi. Okay, V-I-R-Z-I. If you don't know that by now, I don't know what to tell you. At calderalab.com and 20% off right now. Okay, so get 20% off with the code Virzi at calderalab.com and make the unforgettable first impressions that lead to the charming words, you look younger. Again, guys, that's 20% off at calderalab.com. Bonus code Virzi. Get this stuff. It works. You're going to feel great. And look. All right.
It was all about the 19th hole that day.
Couple
double bogeys.
Yeah, couple double bogeys. I put it in the hole, but not. No, all right. So
this is episode 580.
So
that's
589. 589.
That's
and
incredible.
You were on
500, wasn't I?
You were on 400.
Oh, 400. Okay, I was at the
we did a live one.
Yeah.
We did a live one at Gotham. Yeah.
And
wow. Yeah, and it's so cool.
400.
This is your 3rd. But this is. I think 2 of them you did were milestones, and this is the 3rd one you're doing. But Sal and I were such good friends. But we haven't seen each other, like we said.
Yeah.
But when we got here, we realized that we were both, not getting older, but like not young, like not a young kid. Because there's certain things like when you're young, you're like, oh shit, yo, dude, let's go out and drink. Remember we were out doing shots. Now it was literally like I saw him.
I'll set the table for you. I sat down. I plopped in my seat. Literally, the first thing I went was humidity.
He goes, humidity, and I go, no, and then I go, is it hot outside? I go, dude, 80. I go, we gotta wait a month.
And then he went, how was it getting in? Was there traffic?
Oh yeah. That's the thing. Like,
but we're too close to that type of conversation, so that just means that's our real conversation now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really like we're concerned about the weather.
When you get, you're like, was 95 on?
Yeah.
But it's like we haven't even seen each other.
I know.
But I noticed that when you get older, you start to things that aren't that big of a deal younger. Like I would say something like, dude, that deli, they don't make the way they used to. Like who even?
Yeah.
But
you start to get more in line with, I know what I want.
Yes.
And that's all I want.
Yes.
Why am I making concessions?
Yes.
I'm getting older.
Yep.
It's time for me to just have what I want.
And I know, not to get heavy here, but when You know, ever see Family Guy? You ever watch Family Guy? And Family Guy, they go like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's going to figure out he was molested at 40. Because what happens is you get to a place where all of a sudden there's clarity and bad traumatic shit needs to be ironed out.
Stuff's coming out.
A big one is, I know when people...
I'm hovering around there right now, my friend.
Yes, yeah, me too. And like, I have friends that like, dude, I don't
mean molested, but I got not going. I mean, I got, you know.
No. You know, I know what you mean.
I mean, all you other people who were molested. I mean, if you didn't like it, I'm sorry. Like, I hope you, like, you know, it's not a good thing.
No, yeah.
I mean, if there's people out there that kind of like got something out of it, I don't want to insult them.
I mean,
either.
that would be the weirdest thing.
I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to insult the people that got molested and didn't like it. I don't want to insult the people that got molested and did like it. All I'm saying is that I didn't get molested.
Dude, that would be the weirdest thing if you were like, dude, man, I was 12. That was a blast. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, like a lot of the younger
Dude, we
kids
had fun at camp.
that sleep with a lot of the younger kids that sleep with the teenage boys that sleep with teachers. I don't think they're coming away with trauma.
No,
they might say like, you took advantage of me. I didn't have like, you know, you were definitely like, you know,
I think what age matters. Young. I think if you're like a sophomore that's like 16, 16, if you're in 10th, 11th grade and your 25-year-old teacher, I think you kind of be like, oh, you know.
I'm not saying that there's not trauma there, but I feel like there has been more cases in that specific instance where the kid was like, oh, drop the charges. We'll drop them. We'll drop the charges.
We'll drop the charges.
I'm not gonna.
But no, something happens where you realize, like with me,
I'll take the attention.
I can only speak for me.
Right.
And when my children was born, especially my son, when my son was born, I had realized some things that happened to me. Nothing like molest or anything, but things that happened to me young that I realized should not have happened to me. And I was like, because I was getting that reflection through my son, I'm going, wait a minute, dude. How can you, that's not, so you start to get clarity. So like trauma things, but going to what you're saying, I mean, this is obviously a little different and heavier, but going to what you're saying is when you reach an age, I think when somebody hits 40, you kind of go, no, these are the meals that I'm going to eat. This is the hotels I'm going to stay in. That you obviously can afford. I'm talking about what's within your budget and your lifestyles. Like, no, I'm not settling. I'm not. You kind of realize like mortality a little bit. You kind of understand that, like, hey, man,
full-blown midlife crisis I'm going through right now.
I don't have time.
Yeah,
we don't have.
Start to realize when you first start to realize
that compromise
that time is flying by.
Yes,
and you can't stop it anymore. Everything changes.
And what about this? Another thing.
And you're also constantly finding out who you constantly. If you're doing it right, getting more assured of yourself of who you are and what you want as you go. We're always learning, right? But like, so it's part of it too. It's like you just like, oh, I like this, and I'm not going to settle anymore. You know, like. Yeah,
and I think that also goes with friendships. Like when you're in your 20s, you may deal with the shittier friend. You may deal with the selfish friend that you're going, oh, this dude's about himself, but hey, that's Mikey. Hey, that's Tony. And it's like, but then you get to like a certain age where you're like, you know what? Fuck Tony. Because Tony is a selfish, narcissistic piece of shit, and he's not really a friend to me.
Right.
And you start to see that dude in a different lens, and you go, oh, that's just not a good dude. Right?
Yeah. You got to cut those people out of your life.
You got to cut the people out of your life. I like the clarity of getting older. I'm embracing that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I don't know if you go to therapy. I do.
I did, and I'm trying to go back.
Yeah. So I've been different types, different people over the years, whatever. But I just started with another one to specifically focus on my childhood because I never have before. And I did it more out of like, I'm working through some stuff right now, and so I'm curious if I can, and I think that's what it's all about, right? It all stems from childhood or back then, but like, so I'm curious if that connects. But then I was also just like curious to do it because it's like, it should be done. Like it's like, why not? Like, why not reflect back and exactly what you said? Like I want to know more and more about like who I am. That's what I seek it. Like it's actually something I seek. Like I used to seek, you know, watching a baseball game or something. Like one of the things I like to do is to reflect more on me, my family, my family's history, and just kind of understand more and more where I came from, what I'm about, who the people around me were, where I was influenced, like my formative years, things like that. We went from pillows and shit to trauma and depression.
Hey,
and that's
in therapy.
That's it, babe.
And that's it. That's life, you know.
Yeah.
And all are one and the same because I was traumatized and depressed when that guy was eyeballing me shitting, and I probably had to shit because I didn't get a good night rest with the pillow. No, but like I love that. I love that. When you get a certain age, you're intelligent enough to identify it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you block it out, and a lot of times I think you don't want to deal with it, you know. But then you're going like, I mean, I'm talking with family members. I'm talking with people. I'm talking with people that love me and that I love. And when you figure something out, you're going, nah, man, that wasn't okay. And then you kind of bring it up, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you learn things. Like I had a really nice time with my mom. I took my mother out the other day. I just, you know, she's getting older and she's been through hell with everything and her health and all that. So I went and I picked her up and I took her to this restaurant and we were talking and she just started telling me things about when I was younger, telling me things about before her and my dad got divorced, just telling me things. And it was just like, wow, it kind of made me you understand things better.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, and this is part of my depression, like overthinking and anxiety and everything, and getting in my head.
Yeah.
But like, you know, once someone has passed, because I was just seeing my grandfather the other day. Both of my grandfathers had stories for days about their lives, and they used to tell us even the same ones, but we wanted to hear the same ones too, as from kids to adults. Stories about the army, stories about growing up, stories about the neighborhood, stories about marriage, all that stuff. And we all knew them, and we loved them. And like, one of my grandfathers has been gone now 9 years, and one has been gone 13 years. And I started to think, oh man, I want to remember every one of their stories. Like before my grandpa passed, I had this thing in my head where I wanted to like document, because you're getting it from the source. So this person leaves a mark on this world, and then if we don't tell their stories and pass them on, you know, they lived in that moment, but they're not passed on. It's like so depressing to me, you know. And the only way that my kids and their kids, whatever, will learn about them is to literally show them it, tell the stories, get them familiar with the generation or two before you. I realized, like, in my life, I'm like, oh, I didn't really know anyone past my grandparents. I never bothered to even think about it. I never asked about it. I never, you know what I mean? And here, my grandmother and my grandfather, they both came from families that had 10, 12 kids each. A lot of shit went down. And so I would get this, I got that, like, when we still had the camcorders.
Yeah.
And I like the handy cams. And I would like just put it on a tripod when my grandpa was sitting in the yard and just leave it on him, and I would talk to him. And so I did it a little bit.
You had the sense of mind then to do that?
But I didn't do it a lot. I did it a little bit. So I have a few tapes here and there.
Yeah.
And now to this day too, I'll hit record. If my mom or someone, dad at the table telling the story, I'll just hit record and leave it like that. I won't even tell them. And I'll just get it on here.
Wow.
And then I just label it and I say what it is, because, like, you know, even me, I'm like, oh wait, how did that? I'm retelling his story. I'm like, oh wait, how did that happen to him? And I'm forgetting, and I don't want to forget any of that shit. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah, but having the sense of mind, like having the awareness to do that, is.
You want to learn about your family? The best way to do is, first and foremost, you go to your mom, ask her every single thing about your family. You know what I mean? You know, and then that's coming right from the source. You can't get, no matter what, later on in life. I could do a family tree and DNA and find, oh, he was a Mason guy, and he was, but you're not getting the personal stories from the tap. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's important to talk to them, you know. Like,
and to take what you said is like to remember and to take what they said. The one thing that I'll never forget that my grandfather said to me. My grandfather said to me, he was sitting on the couch. I remember it like it was, I remember it vividly, like it was yesterday. And he was, I want to say he was in his 70s at the time. And we were talking about life, and he just said, and the way he said it, he goes, Paul, he goes, it goes quick, man. Yeah. He goes, it goes quick. And like, I just thought about it, and I'm going like, wow, like, you know, I hit 40, you know, and I remember just being like, holy shit, man. Like, you know, my son Lucas is going into 9th grade.
That's wild.
My son Lucas is going in to 9th grade in next week. And it's like, he was I mean, dude, it's like the craziest. You remember?
Even when I met him, he was.
When you met him, he was a little kid, you know? And my daughter's going into junior high. She's going into 6th grade. So it's like, but the way he said it, it wasn't like wasn't like the way he said. He didn't say like, "Oh, it goes quick," or like, you know, the way when somebody has a kid. He was Get your sleep now.
He was like, Paul, beware the Ides of March. It was like like some Shakespeare shit.
It was
the way
like,
he said it was like,
the way he said it goes fast.
Look at me.
Think about it. I'm you know, if he was 70, you know, my grandfather, rest his soul, he passed away in 1993. My dad's father, and so 1993, and if I was born in 78, you know, I'm a little kid when he said that to me.
Yeah.
I'm a little kid because he probably said that. He said that to me in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I'm like maybe between 7 and 9.
Yeah, you don't
and he
get
said,
it. You can be told it 100 times, you don't get it.
And he said it goes quick, and that stuck with me. I just remember him saying that, and it does, man. So it's like,
yeah, like you hear everyone says it, you hear it, you know it, you agree to it, you figure that is what's happening. But for me, like, you also can't really completely process it because you're still in that age where everything is you're invincible. Your grandparents are in their 50s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you don't think of, you know, maybe you don't have your great grandparents, or maybe when you were born they were already 90. But a lot of people who have that kind of age difference when you and their grandparents still have like 30 years to live. You never think it doesn't go fast until it does, and that's what's scary about it. Because you're like, oh, I know it goes fast. I know it goes fast. Yeah, and you think that what's happening to you right there is that version of fast. But then when you hit the version they're talking about that you could never understand until you got there, then you go, it just, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like it's a difference between going up the hill and then coming back down.
Yeah.
You know, like you crossed over the hill and now you're coming back down. You're looking like, oh, that's where I got to end up right there. And I could see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when it goes fast.
And they say the older you get, the faster it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly that. You know, so I don't know how I have talked about this at length.
Yeah.
Like I want to try and slow down my life, and I'm trying to figure out seriously how to do it.
The way to do it is, honestly,
I can tell you one way because I think you're doing part of it.
Go ahead. Tell me.
No, you say yours first.
I was going to say, really, I mean, and you got to have the money to do it, but I think going away, going on like literally taking the people you love, get a fucking house away from everything, stay inside, turn the work off, turn your head off.
Yeah.
You know, sit with your fucking family, sit with whoever it is that you want to be with, and really, as corny as it sounds, stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
Eat a sandwich and look at the trees and fucking slow it down,
trees,
man.
The trees.
Slow it down. You got to look around. You got to embrace the life, and you got to just say, hey, man, look, holy shit, that's beautiful. The water's beautiful. This is beautiful. And like really stop. But everybody is in this. I got to get the next bag of money. I got to do this. My career's going here. Well, this dude's
especially we're in a hustling career where if you don't do it, you don't get it. And the more you do, you control your own success to an extent.
Right.
To an extent. I mean, luck has a lot to do with it too. But like, you know,
what
so
were you
for
gonna
us,
say? Yeah.
And you know, when do we retire? You know,
Right.
like, we have the choice to make there. Like, it's not like, oh, do I have it? Like, I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
Plus, we do it because we love it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I forgot who made the joke, but it was like how a comedian would try. But what I was gonna say is exactly that. I say, like, shut it down.
Yeah.
Like literally, like say I don't need a bigger house. Like I saved enough money. I'm retiring right now. I'm gonna budget out. So, and even if you don't stop working, maybe you could work here.
Where did you get from me? That my house isn't that big? No, okay.
I didn't know if you meant to go on vacation or just like stop and go move somewhere. But what I was gonna say is, I want to move to like the country. I was saying you do it because where you live.
Yeah.
I love where you live.
Yeah.
Okay. It's different.
It changed everything.
It's a different way of life.
Yeah.
It's a different quality of life.
Yep.
And it's a different day to day.
Yep.
Your routine out there is way more. I always dream too. I always daydream about before I was on television because my life was 100% normal for all intents and purposes, completely relatable. But like now, and it comes with it, and fine. I wouldn't change anything. I'm doing what I love. I'm successful, whatever. But like I can't. I tell my lady all the time, I'm like, I wish I could just like go outside with the hose, wash the car, then go to the grocery store, and then like literally go to like the bank. And like, I just want to do that stuff, like the stuff that was like
the easy,
just like real life shit. Like I can't. Twofold. I can't go anywhere really because like I can get hounded a lot, and if I don't want to deal with that, it's just like better for me not to.
Yeah.
So you fall into that trap. But the other thing is that like I just am so busy that I can't stop. I almost feel like sometimes it's not up to me, which it is ultimately, but I feel like I can't stop. But I want to just no internet. No, maybe cell phone for emergency, but no internet, man.
Yeah.
Like, or just like you have to like I just want to get up every day and like go sit on the porch, mow my lawn. Like, because when did it feel slowest to you? When you were a kid. When you were a kid, what did you have? You had your freedom maybe to go outside, but you had nothing. You didn't have a cell phone. You didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
You didn't have, if you want to call someone, you had to place a call. They might not be home, whatever. You went outside and then you stayed outside and played until you had to come inside.
Yeah.
And those days are long, because if you're outside at 8 and 9 in the morning and you come back in at 6 for dinner, every day of a summer, 90 days straight doing that, those days feel longer. You know what I mean?
That's 100% right.
And so that was the key for me. And then I proved it because I went to Fire Island. Have you ever been there?
No.
I went to Fire Island with my girl and her family, and they don't have cars there, right? And it's charming. You take a boat over there or whatever. It's like the Long Island Sound or whatever. And we were there for a full week, and there's no cars. So everything we had to do, we had to walk to it. Everything.
Was it great or no?
It was amazing. And it slowed down the days. And you go walk a half hour, do some shopping, do some eating, come back, walk another half hour. You're gone 3 hours. It feels like you've been working all day, and all of a sudden it's still like, whatever. I'm like, it's true. This is what slows it down. Just simplify your life. Minimalize everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Your interactions, your to-do list. Just wipe it out. Just get up and just do what needs to be done in that moment only. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I don't know. So I've been thinking about that too, like just retiring early and how I'm going to do that.
I mean, I'm definitely, I've always talked about that, and me and my comedian friends are like, are you serious? I'm like, no, man. I want to get to a certain place. I want to have a certain amount of money, but I'm getting out when I'm getting out. I'm not going to be, some old man flying to fucking, I'm just not going to be in a hotel.
It's got to be an autopilot where we just coast. And,
I'm not going to be, and I have plans. And the thing is, you got to have short-term. I always say, you got to have short-term and long-term plans, goals, I should say, short-term and long-term goals. But, I have a house up in the country. I would never change that. I remember when I got that house, somebody said, wait till you do spots in the city. Yeah. And then that night you pull into your driveway. And I remember, dude, I would do spots in the city, run around and do all that shit that you do as a young comic, and get up and feel New York City, and I got crushed at this place. I did great here. I did a great spot at the Cellar. I did a great spot at the Stand. And then I would pull into my driveway, and there would be a family of 5 deer right there. It'd be a little foggy.
It's an oasis. It's like a respite.
And the stars would be out. Giannis moved up there. And I saw his change. Change his life. Yeah. Change his life, and then he's got a family. He's got, a couple of girls. It's changed.
Slow down up there. I mean, I've been born near a city my whole life, It's like, I want to slow it down. I talk about moving to the country and sitting on the front porch. That's what I want to do.
Dude, if you sit on the front porch,
in a rocket jet. That's what I want to do.
And dude, and you know what? It's everything that you'd hope it is. Sometimes I just go out on my deck and I see the sunset behind the mountains and shit. And but you got to go through. I think this too, and this is not to be. I'm not trying to get too heavy, but talking about peace. Yeah. Right. Peace. You're going to therapy. It's a really good thing. I want to go back to therapy, but when you get to a good place mentally, the appreciation you have for things. But the only reason why I have the appreciation, Sal, that I have now, is because I was really, really in hell multiple times.
Right.
You know what happened to me in 16? It was one of the worst, darkest 90 days, 3 months that I didn't think I'd get out of. But there were also some other times where I was down, man. And I had some really bad shit happen. But through doctors and through learning myself, through learning the mental illness that I deal with, through all of that, I've gotten to a place now where I'm like, dude, okay, I get it, man. I can live my life now. I can nip it in the bud. I can enjoy things. I was stressing the other day because, I got some big things that about to happen career-wise. I got some things going, It's like that's how this business is, right? You got a big project, and it comes down, then you got, guess what? Now you got to hop on planes and promote it. Then after you promote it, then you got to do this. But I got 2 kids that want their dad around, So it's like all this shit. And I got a wife, that's a pain in my fucking. I'm kidding. No. But I got all this shit going on, and my wife is actually a rock, and she's the best. Yeah. But all of that, and I realized that what doesn't matter, and it's what they said on the death. The man that I always go back, that deathbed shit. The people
where would you go back to? What moment? What matters at that moment?
When you're
you know it all right there.
The nurses say They did a study on it. All the nurses say what people say on their deathbed. You know that, right, or no?
Well, they say that they want to go back to what?
No.
They talked about people from their past?
No, when the nurses say that the people on the deathbed, you could Google this shit. They said they wish they didn't work as much as they did,
work.
and they wish that they spent more time with who they cared about.
Yeah.
I'll give you a perfect example. I was on vacation a lot this month. Okay, I normally take December off because it's the holidays, but this December I'm doing a big New Year's Eve show, big announcement coming for New Year's Eve in New York City, but I'm doing that, so I'm going to work on stuff leading up to that. Might shoot a special in Chicago in December. So this month, August was my beach, go out. Only did a couple spots this month, but tonight I'm in the city. Today I'm in the city, and part of me is like, should I stay around a few hours and just try to jump on somewhere? And I'm like, you know what? My kids are off for another week. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home. I'm going to play video games with my kids. I'm going to do that. The set is there where I need it. I'll listen back to it, and I'm good to go. But like, those are the differences, because the old me would have I'll go to a cigar lounge, I'll smoke a cigar, then I'll run over to New York, see if I could do 5 minutes from it. And I'm going like, nah, man, COVID taught me that. So what's important really matters, because at the end of the day, that 5-6 minute spot at a comedy club in front of strangers is so worthless compared to sitting in my son's room with him, playing a video game, talking to him about him going into high school in a week, talking to my little girl. That's the shit. And I will say this, and I don't want to get too heavy, but I'm a spiritual guy, but I don't put it on people. I have no problem saying it. Mikey's heard me say it a couple times in here, and this is not to ever put it on you or anybody, but for me, I've always felt like someone's been looking out for me. I was talking to Rogan about this. A lot of my prayers have been answered for real, and I've had really low, shitty times where some things happened that seemed like they were just literally supernatural. I'm not joking. Things where I'm like, signs, things that have happened, things that were said, things that I've seen. So I pray to God, I believe in God, but I'm in a good place, man. And it's not in some like, I never like come up to people and try to preach to them. But when you get to peace within yourself, dog, that's all you just get to. Whatever your peace is.
It's hard though.
If your peace is just putting it down, and like you say, you can change it. You can say, I've seen, we know people in this business. I've seen somebody go, dude, I know about the movie. I know about this. I'm stopping right now. I'm going to hang out with my fucking family, and call me in a week and just tell them, put it off. It's like, if that's what it takes for you to feel good here, because otherwise you could beat yourself into the ground and fucking lose control.
Yeah, and that's what I do, and that's what I'm trying really working hard not to do, because I run myself into the goddamn ground, because I'm always just like, I had this mentality of I have to provide, and also like, if I can't keep up with everybody, I get past. That's the mentality of this business.
Yes.
Someone's going to out hustle you, and then you lose your spot. I don't know how true that is. I'm sure, but that's our mentality. And so it's just like, I just, you just don't want to let that happen. So it's like, but I'm trying to do that right now too. And I always do this. I always go, all right, well, I have this, that. I have to do that, and then that show, that. So, all right, all that'll be wrapped up like in 18 months. And I'm like, all right, maybe in 18 months, but it just always keeps getting
added to. Think about how crazy that is. Think about what you said.
My schedule is, I know my schedule into 2025.
Yeah.
A shooting schedule, touring schedule, all these different. I have dates blocked up to 2025 into 2025. It's just like, it's crazy to know you go 2 years ahead. Like people will be like, oh yeah, and I'd be like, I don't know if I can. When is that? That's March 25. I can't. I'm busy. So it's like, truly, and I'm like, I'm really, truly, and I'm really working
like
on that.
A specific date at like the beginning of 25. You're like, dude, I can't do dinner on the 11th. I no, February 11th, 25. I can't.
And it's not like it. I don't have enough time to.
You're like, Springsteen's in town. I know that because but yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I didn't even mention this. Do you know what was nuts? Is my not? I don't even. This is completely off. So I'm sure you saw the news report. We're sitting at a restaurant at the shore, and my daughter Sophia comes in, and we were with a family that we love, and her friend Carrie, her friend comes in, and they go, "Oh my God, Taylor Swift is at the restaurant next door." So did you see that thing where Taylor Swift was in an LBI at the Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
Recently, that video of her, that video of her walking down the stairs was my. It's the same exact video that they. So she like waved to my daughter, but it was nuts. Dude.
No way.
Yeah, because they were in there with like the only reason why I thought of this is because Bruce Springsteen was in there, Channing Tatum was with Zoe Kravitz, I think, or they were there. All these people were there.
Was it a party or something?
No, it's their producers. It was the rehearsal dinner for their producer. So Taylor Swift's producer was getting married,
Gotcha.
and their rehearsal dinner was like right next to us. But Sophia got to see it. They lost their shit.
Did you get to go to that concert with her or no? It's a hard ticket.
I'm gonna do either London or Miami next year with her.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm the kid's gonna spring. I'm gonna spring. 10 to 15K. What are you gonna do?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Yeah, but you know something, man. That's what we're talking about. My little girl's gonna remember that the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And what's 10K? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a cool.
I'll do a fucking weekend.
Isn't it funny? Like what like.
And by the way, I don't mean to be disrespectful saying, oh, that's 10K. I'm not trying to act like, I'm just saying for the memories she'll get, I would do it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and it's crazy that we have to, yeah. But what makes us have a core memory? Like, she's going to remember that forever, and that's obvious. Yeah. But you ever think back and you're like, oh, remember that time that I was like, in my bedroom when I was 6 and someone came in and, dropped a piece of pie and walked out. And it's like, I still remember that like it was yesterday. Like, why? Some of the memories we keep forever, like, why? Why do they register? Is it just that it can be random, or is it because we're not understanding that something happened in that moment that means something to us or that resonated in some way with us that we will never know or just can't uncover?
I think it's
because we remember big moments, but we also remember moments that seemingly don't mean anything.
I think it's about your dreams and your imagination. So I think that when you see something, right? When a little girl sees Taylor Swift, like I remember one day I came home from school and my mom says, oh, we're taking you to wrestling tonight. You're going to go see the WW. And I think just me seeing Hogan and all the things that I saw as a kid, and then you dream of like that. And
but that's major.
But then you go to it. That's a major.
Yeah.
Right? That's a major
But like,
one.
I can think of... I can think of nonsense times. I'm like, why am I remembering that for 41 years?
But it was probably because of a reaction.
Yeah.
Right? So when somebody dropped the pie.
I just made that up. Nobody dropped the pie.
But I'm saying, if somebody did drop the pie, like coming with a cherry pie and it splattered everywhere, you may see someone go, oh,
then that's a bad example. I'm really talking about like nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So you're talking about
like minutia. You know what I'm saying? Like just, there's no reason for it. It's just weird how there
has to be.
Right. I don't know. Yeah.
It was at a time where you were at peace. It was at a time where you were not at peace.
Yeah.
It was either a time of pure bliss or a time of absolute hell and agony, and that little detail stays.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it is a big deal because of what you were going through at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I got to think about that and reflect and see if there's any middle ground where I can't even peg that. That's interesting. I'm just thinking like this now because I'm practicing it. You know what I mean? Therapy and stuff.
You're going through it. Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm always like, sometimes it feels like you got something out of it. And then sometimes you feel like, all right, like, I know there's not like some answer or a magic cure. I know it's just like a process of doing this, but it's like, it's costs a lot of money. Dude, and sometimes you're just like, we better uncover something in the next 6 weeks. Or
dude, I had this fucking guy that he knew I was a comedian. And I would always go to him at the end of the day around 4. And I swear to God, dude, this motherfucker at 4 o'clock, I knew he was wanting to wrap up because he would be like, and then all he wanted to do, it was 4 o'clock. So it was at the end of the day. And he was, man, you ever do Dangerfield? You ever meet? Like, he was just trying to talk about, like, I was like, dude.
Right. I hate that.
And he would look at the watch. Oh. And I'm going like, yeah, dude, can we talk about my mother, my father?
Yeah.
And he would be like,
I hate it.
Is Dangerfield still there? And it was like, and I remember being like, oh, this is not good. But then you go to somebody that really unpacks it.
Yeah.
And you go into the parking lot going, oh, shit, dude, I just released something.
Yeah.
When you feel like you gave your burden to somebody and they really helped you.
Yeah.
But I do think it's the right person.
Yeah, you're right. It's just like anything else. You got to be compatible.
You're on Impractical Jokers, man. That's in their head. They know that.
Yeah.
They know that. They've watched it.
Right. And it feels weird to me.
They've talked about the show.
One therapist told me they did, and one therapist told me they didn't. So, but it is, and they're both fine. But I just mean it is weird because I'm already being vulnerable.
Yeah.
To someone I don't know. But to know that they know exactly who I am and maybe even more than I think they know.
That'd be funny if he's like all the shit you're afraid of on the show. And we get it. So you don't like cats, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
We already have that down.
Yeah.
Did you get over that fear?
No, I don't like them. I mean, it's not like I have a phobia of them.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be in a room with one, especially alone, or I don't want one rubbing up on me. They're frantic. Like they're volatile. I don't like them. I hate pointy objects too. I have a little OCD there, and so
what?
I have a little OCD.
Yeah, no, but what do you mean pointing objects?
Like I don't like pointy objects. like a
fork.
Like yeah. If you know this, no. If we were sitting at a table and you were across from me and your place setting was up and your fork was this way pointing at me, I'd ask you if you could flip it for me. Do me a favor.
No.
Or if the straw was in your drink and the straw was pointing at me, I would turn your drink. If you knew me well enough, I could turn it without saying anything. But then I have to like tell people I didn't really know, like, because otherwise, I will start getting a tension headache. So because I'm like, that's not gonna straw.
So if like somebody's steak knife is pointed at you, you'll have to be like,
yeah, well, I'll do things they don't even know. Like if this was their steak knife, I'll put my water here. If it blocks it, I'm fine. I'm not joking, dude. If I'm sitting on the couch and this is my coffee table, and if I'm particularly sensitive that day, because it all ebbs and flows of my ADHD, it all like works hand in hand. And if I wake up sensitive, not only am I sensitive to points, but I'm sensitive to light. Like you think I'm a lunatic? You'll come in my house, I'll be sitting in my living room watching the TV with sunglasses on because the light's too much. No shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I see this and this is bothering me, and I'm sitting on my couch, I'll do this because this is a rounded edge. And I'll give this a new edge, and then that edge won't bother me anymore. I swear, it's bad. And that's one of the therapists I'm going to for. Like, I also thought about getting hypnotized and stuff. Just it's a mental prison. Like, I have bad ADHD, bad.
But do you have it accompanied with OCD?
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's that, and it's kind of a little bit, but it's like But it's so much that it affected my life. Like I never knew that it was bad. I just thought it was normal. Right. And then when I started talking to people and I started reading up on it, even most recently, I didn't read up on it at all. And then like the last like 6 months, I started to go into those forums of people that have it and like look at shared experiences. And I'm like, oh my God, like they felt like that. It's because it's not just like, oh, I'm like all over. It's so much. And I just felt like, I was like, I can't believe I'm reading this. Like, I feel this exact way. I thought no one knew how I felt. And then I realized how much it affects me in my life and everything I do for decades. Yeah. And so I'm like, I have to fix this because you said I got to be at peace. I can't be at peace with it.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Dude, I know what you mean. And when I was 26 years old, because the trauma that I went through real young made my OCD make me think it would be okay, right? Yeah. So like they noticed when I was in 3rd grade, we had a column that was between our kitchen and our living room. Yeah. And at 3rd grade, I'd walk around the column when it made no logical sense to do so. I should walk from the living room right into the kitchen. But what I would do is, my mother started to notice, as a comfort thing, I walk around the column. And then I was going to therapy, and like those little things would make me feel good. But all the way up until to this day, I have OCD, but it was really bad at the beginning of my career. Like I'd be on the road in Kentucky when I was 25 years old, and I would be on stage having anxiety attacks because of the OCD I was thinking during a bit, while killing, by the way. Yeah. And I didn't know what to do. And I went online, and the #1 doctor for OCD was this woman in Boston, and she wrote a paper on it. And I was 26, Stacy was at work, and we lived in this tiny little 600 square foot little fucking thing on the bottom of this house. And I read this woman, I found it online, this doctor's letter. Again, it was a sign. There's no doubt in my mind I was supposed to read that. Okay. There's no doubt in my mind I was supposed to read that. Okay. And it was so spot on to everything that I went through that not only did I get the chills reading, I started crying. Yeah, yeah. By the way, I'm not a crier like that. Yeah. I'm not a crier like that. Yeah, I am. You know, I'll cry in a movie fucking Rudy before I cry at that. Yeah. Right? I cried. And I read this thing and I started to tear up. And I called this woman and I said, my name is so-and-so. I said, I'm a comedian out of New York. I said, nobody's ever understood my disease like this. Right. And she called me and she goes, Paul, she goes, you wrote to her and she got back to you? I found her number and I left a voicemail. Okay. And she called me back personally. Yeah. And she said, hey, Paul. And she said, I'm a 6-month wait to see for this, but if you're in town doing shows in Boston, reach out and I'll see what I could do, talk to you for a few minutes. And I just said to her, I told her everything. And she said this to me. I was 26. She goes, wow, you have a really good understanding of your disease because I've been going through it since the 3rd grade. Okay. But when you read something, like you saw on the forum. I couldn't believe it. When you see somebody hit everything. She knew all of my aggressive thoughts. She knew all of the crazy thoughts. Yeah. She knew all of the undue thoughts. Yeah. Because there's an undue thought in OCD, which people don't know. Right. I was talking to Giannis about this last night. The undue thought is this. I take my phone. I put it down. Right when I put the phone down, I'll be like, what if I just fucking threw this at Mike and I started to stab him? God forbid, right? I would have to go. I would have to put the phone, I would have to take the phone and I would have to reenact me putting it down and I would have to, and I would have to go. I would never do that, dude. That's nuts. I would never. In fact, I'd go over there and give him a hug, and then I could go on with my life. So there were times where I was incapacitated where I'd be doing this. So nobody knew. So
Mike, are you going to keep this job? Or?
No, I was just using an example. But like it could be anything.
My skull right there. Let's say I go there and just hit it with a bat 3-4 times.
Yeah, it could be, I'm going to take my dick out right now. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to take my dick out. So then I would just, so I would put the phone down. Impulsion. But imagine a camera seeing this. But all the camera sees is this until I get it right.
Right.
But she told me why that happens. And she told me the anxiety that leads up to that action. Yeah. She told me why that happens. She said, and then it just was an understanding. And that's so many people. I kind of alluded to it when I did Rogan and the amount of letters I got from across the world. Dude, I'm talking about Croatia. People, dude, grown men going, dude, you changed my, I was crying. I can't, because I described what I went through in 16 when I was convinced I was dying. And so like, there are people out there. Here's the beautiful thing about life. You're not going through anything that nobody's ever gone through.
That's great.
And we have enough help. Right. You know, think about the caveman that had no help. Dude, just fuck, you know what I mean? So like we do have like, so there's definitely help out there, but it's just finding your peace.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This felt like well, we really went all over. This is great.
Yeah. It was
great. Like we went from that to this. Like that was touching to me.
Well, dude, I mean, we always have good ones.
I know.
That's what we did. You did 400 at Gotham, and then we did a Zoom one over COVID.
Yeah.
Because we had to.
But we've done more than that, because I did one before that, and then I did another one I used to do. No, not with Bill, but you were doing Gun to Head for a while.
Oh, Gun to Head was one that we were trying to play.
I did one even before the other one, too. Yeah, I mean, over the years, it's been a lot.
Yeah. And then you guys had me on Taste Buds during the special.
That was fun. Yeah, you did
I did Indian food.
Indian food, yeah. Did you win? Do you remember?
No, I knew going in that Chinese food was going to get it. And he did too, Joe. Like everybody knows, but I did have people reach out afterwards, going, "Hey man, like I definitely slept on Indian. Like good Indian food is like, my argument was that all the vegetables make it heavy, and they don't put a lot of, you know what I mean." I knew, all my goal was on that episode was to just get a good argument for Indian, because I knew I wasn't going to win numbers wise, but like Indian food, and we were talking about this before. Do you know that chicken tikka masala is the national food for England? Yeah. Yeah, like
I learned it when I went there.
Well, because it's the only thing
good.
It was
on the room service
menu. It's the only thing good.
Yeah, they have a problem with foods over there. It's hard to find good food.
It's a big problem. Yeah. And then I went to Paris right after, and it was like the craziest. Anything I touched in my mouth, anything I drank in Paris was the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
And you go to London, and you're like, dude, you just got to go Indian. Yeah.
I mean, people might not know. The podcast is called Taste Buds, and we just argue. We put up polls about which food.
Well, that's what I want you to do. Plug all your stuff now. This has been so much fun. We're gonna definitely do it again. You're here at a great time because my fans are awesome and the show is fucking rolling. But Sal, plug away everything that you're doing. New season coming out, right or no?
Yeah, well, season 10, the second half of season 10 is going to be starting soon. We filmed it already.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then we're, hopefully, we don't know just yet, but hopefully we're coming back for more seasons after that. But the stuff I'm plugging right now is I'm filming my first ever comedy special on December 2nd at the Vic Theater in Chicago. Those tickets are going on sale September 15th, and the pre-sale's the 13th and the 14th. I don't know when this comes out, but Friday, September 15th, they go on sale. They're going to go quick. It's Chicago. I chose you guys. I love that town. But yeah, you can get it at salvulcanocomedy.com. So that's the special. I'm also on tour, So, go on there. There's probably 20, 30 cities listed right now if you want to see me on tour. There's a cruise. You've been on the cruise.
Oh, I did.
The Impractical Jokers cruise. And this year we're hosting it with Eric Andre. And there's going to be a ton of big comics and bands and all that stuff. It's January 22nd to the 26th in 2024.
Nice.
Ticket, it's like 75, 80% sold out, but you can still get cabins. That's at getshipfacedcruise.com. And then the last thing I'll say is I started a YouTube channel and I'm trying to get my numbers up. So I'm going to be giving away big like prizes weekly. Like everything from like a prop from the show to like dinner with me and Joe Gatto. When I hit, if and when I hit 500,000 subscribers, and I'm picking all the winners, I should say, out of the subscribers from the YouTube page. That's, you got to be subscribed to win, and that's where I'm picking them from. At 500,000, the prize is going to be a dinner out with me and Gatto one night, a night on the town with me and Gatto.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm going to be giving away stuff like autograph stuff and maybe set visits and free tickets and everything every single week. So subscribe to my, it's Sal Vulcano Official on YouTube.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
brother. Thank you.
Guys, you guys can check me out October 6th and 7th. I am back at it. I will be at the American Comedy Company in San Diego, one of the best rooms in the country. When I kicked off the new hour, it was in San Diego, and now I'm coming back. Entirely new hour from the Netflix special. October 20th and 21st, I will be at Philadelphia Helium in Philadelphia. I did the Punchline last time. This time I'm coming to Helium, so check that out. We've been to so many cities already this year, but we're going to continue to add throughout the rest of the year. I'm also doing the Punchline in Hartford, Connecticut, November 1st. I'm doing November 2nd, the Albany Punchline, and we have a big announcement, guys, coming up for my New Year's Eve, New York City. I cannot wait to announce that. We're going to announce that in a couple of weeks here, but if you are in the tri-state area, save the date. I'm doing something awesome New Year's Eve, and I think your boy is going to be shooting a special by the end of the year, maybe in Chicago as well, so I'll be making that announcement. Check out Bone to Pick Podcast with Bobby Kelly. Me and Bill Burr doing Anything Better. Sponsored by BetMGM coming up soon. We're going to be going from week 1 all the way down NFL season picking games. And check out my special, guys, Nocturnal Admissions. It's doing great. Check out my YouTube channel. And thank you guys again so much for making the show grow. And please continue to rate, review, and subscribe to the YouTube. And we'll see you guys next week. I want to thank Sal. You're the best.
Thank you, brother. If this is coming out by September 8th and 9th, I'll be at the Syracuse Funny Bone.
Yeah.
If not,
no, this will be out. This will be out
September. Yeah, Syracuse Funny Bone and Bowling Green, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Toledo, Ohio, all in September. So
and this is all at the website.
Yeah, all on salvulcanocomedy.com.
Yeah, man, he's gonna and listen, catch him because he's working on doing that special in December, which means the kid is sharp. So so get in there. You gotta be. You gotta be. So thank you guys so much. And no, dude, I mean this is I love seeing you.
Love you, babe.
And I'll see you guys next week.